Hey everyone, my name is Ryan Lee, and I'm a second year mechanical engineering student at the University of Alberta. Today, I'd like to talk about a recent development in technology. Namely, I'm going to be talking about 3D microscale printing. So, first of all, let's define what exactly 3D printing is. Well, 3D printing is a process that can be used to create 3D real-life models that can be used for engineering applications. This is achieved by layering successive waves of different materials together to create the object. And until recently, only macroscopic objects could be made. Now, we can use microscopic objects to make very small models. These 3D models initially could only be made from plastic materials. However, 3D microscale printing uses a variety of different materials, such as living cells and semiconductors. This development could help scientists better understand the mechanical properties and electrical conductivity among some properties of different materials. The major goal of this development is to integrate form and function. In other words, this technology can be used to help society. The process of this printing is quite complicated. The key to creating these models is to use different polymer or other material inks of different colors. Each ink must be made of a different material. However, they can all be printed at room temperatures. The inks are then placed in cartridges, and the ink is deposited onto a surface in a programmed manner. The result of this process is the creation of a colorful lattice. The lattice can be molded into a variety of different shapes representing 3D models. Currently, the smallest object that can be created has a length of 1 micrometer. At Harvard University, a materials scientist and her students successfully printed biological tissue interwoven with a complex network of blood vessels. The team had to make inks out of various types of cells and integrate them into a matrix that will support the cells. This crucial development will help artificial organs for drug testing and ultimately creating a synthetic vascular system with living cells. Furthermore, a group of students at Princeton University has printed a bionic ear combining biological tissue and electronics, while a team of researchers at the University of Cambridge has printed retinal cells to form complex eye tissue. But even among these impressive efforts to extend the possibilities of 3D printing, the lab at Harvard stands out for the range of materials and types of objects that it can print. Last year, Harvard scientist Lewis and her students showed that they could print the microscopic electrodes and other components needed for tiny lithium-ion batteries. Other projects that they did include printed sensors fabricated on plastic patches that athletes could one day wear to detect concussions and measure violent impacts. So there's definitely some advantages and disadvantages of microscale 3D printing. So let's start with the advantages first. The advantage of microscale 3D printing is that it will have a big impact in the research fields of engineering and biological systems because it will be able to print out more accurate and real-life models. This will help aid research. The cost, however, of using this technology is very high since it is new and requires the use of expensive materials in small proportions, so the manufacturing cost may not be worth it. Also, since this is a relatively new development, its use is quite limited as of now, but surely will expand in the future. So, in conclusion, I've talked about what microscale 3D printing is, how it will help society, examples of current projects regarding this development, and the advantages and disadvantages of using microscale 3D printing. So, we can see that microscale 3D printing is a breakthrough in 3D printing technology, because a larger variety of materials can be printed. As a result, many new complex models have already been printed, such as biological systems, microscopic lithium-ion batteries, and sensors on fabricated plastics. As this technology expands and improves, surely it will help society as a whole. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you learned a lot.